I have returned. No, we do not count that as a technical difficulty because it wasn't my fault.
Well, I didn't. It was a technical difficulty until you came back.
I mean, I mean, I. Okay, so, um, a new setup. If the audio or something is wrong, please let me know so I can fix it because I've moved. I've changed houses. I have relocated. Um, and so I am streaming right now from a new house with a new temporary setup as I'm getting a new furniture and stuff into this place. So there's a bunch of cables, and I don't have a microphone on the fancy stand arm. I have it on my desk and stuff like that. So if I need to do any adjustments to the sound or the visuals, please do let me know. I literally only have one monitor to stream for you guys today instead of the usual three setup. But yeah, I'm officially moved. It's officially been like a week since I moved and stuff like that. And so I will start going back into making videos and all that jazz. Uh, Sometime next week. Like I'm taking this week to just readjust to the new routine, living in a new area, and all this other stuff. But yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's totally fine. Um. So yeah, where I've moved at, unfortunately, despite it being such a nice place, I really lucked out and all this other stuff. The main inconvenience is that on the one side of my house there's a construction going on, and on the other side of my house there's another construction going on. So the noise levels are minimum. I would say that my room is very well soundproof, as I can't even hear anything. I mean, barely hear anything from the outside world. Um, but I am fearing that I might lose more power because people construction and all of a sudden bloop, which is what happened earlier. So I do apologize for that, but we're gonna play Metroid Prime. We're gonna play a game, so I'm finally playing a game after. I haven't played a game since the last stream, chat. I kid you not. Sure, I've dabbled on the Switch here and there, but I wouldn't really call it having a. I'm playing a game session. Talk quietly. I can barely listen to construction workers. Wow, really? The construction workers, not even the birds. Mewtwo, you disappoint me. Cause there's a bird at my window. He's so cute. He's so small. Oh my gosh. I'd really wish I had a camera I could just put it there so you guys could see this bird. He's just chilling at my window. Try not to look too much at it. I don't want it flying away. I want my bird friend.
Oh look, someone's giving you a game tip.
Uh-huh.
Game tip: shoot at Crisis with the Dark Beam to get Light Beam ammo, and vice versa.
Why is Chad explaining me a Metroid Prime 2 mechanic when we're playing Metroid Prime 1? Why is Chad explaining a Metroid Prime 2 mechanic that I'm the one who loves the beam ammo now? Oh my god, bird fightings. He chose a fight. Oh, and they flew away. I'm doing a bit, Chad. I don't really mind game tips and all that stuff. But yeah. I'm gonna continue this file. This was a file I started because I needed a relaxed game, and Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Fusion are my comfort games. And it's at the point where the game starts becoming fun for me. I've gotten the Varia suit, so it's all fun. Wasn't there supposed to be a voice announcing Infandrana dress? Yesn't. You see here. We'll show it. I'll show it. it's that there is it depends on the mode that you're playing. It depends on the mode you're playing on. It's a Japanese thing. Oh, also hi there, Aimeric. Bonsoir. I think it's the appropriate at this time, right? So yeah, you turn on narrations, I believe, to match the Japanese version. Phendrana Drift's music never gets old for me. Alright. I really had like a bit of a grandpa moment the other day, and I think it'll be a funny story for the stream. And I'll tell it after I show the little Phendrana Drift's narrations.
Ice Valley.
Ice Valley. There you go. Mine were on by default. You either set it up that way, or it might be because you downloaded the game from a different region or a different and so it sets it at default. I don't know if this game, like if you buy the European game, it has a European narration set by default. All right, so the quick grandpa story. As I said, we're moving into a new house. It was something that I didn't really want to mention because it's already a stressful process as is, and I didn't want to worry anybody. But we did it. Hooray! As we were moving into the new place, and one gets tired from going and doing work, and then coming back home to move boxes and unpack things and figuring out where you're gonna place shit in this new house and in this new space and whatever. So it's been a very exhausting week for me, which is even the reason why I haven't really hanged out in voice chat. Gabe tells me, hey, you wanna chill in voice chat, but I cannot bring myself the energy to even talk. So I was there, we moved, all this stuff. And I was done with moving boxes for the day, and we just had dinner. So everybody's kind of like unwinding, doing their own thing in the house. And I know that I think some family members was coming over, and I had like these younger cousins showing up. And then they come upstairs because they want to say hello. And I was playing Metroid Prime, and they just find Albert just fucking dead on his lazy boy, passed out to the Phendrana Drift's music. Like, I just reached Phendrana's Drift. I took a little bit of a mental break to listen to the soundtrack because it never gets old and I find it super relaxing. And I just kind of fell asleep. I've also done the same with Talon Overworld and Torpus Bog, Surface, or both. But yeah, we're kind of back. As you know, I do have Thursdays off to work remotely. I do have today off in general. I did myself so I can prep. Yeah, so. Anybody excited for Dawn Trail?
I'm not.
I'm not. I'm super
I'm excited for Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero.
I'm very excited.
And Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds. That looks crazy, dude. But Dawn Trail, like...
Yeah, but I don't know why I'm more excited of the fact that our hunters are gonna finally have fully voiced voice lines and cutscenes.
Yeah.
Than Dawn Trail coming out in 2 weeks.
I don't know. I'm more the other way around. Because, like, sure, it's cool that my hunters talk, but I really, if I can't, like, choose a preset of either flavor text or different personalities for my hunter, I'm really gonna hate it because I'm just gonna be like, default vanilla, I will take care of this. You go back to the village type of, And part of the reason I liked my hunter not talking in the other games is because I could project the personality on my hunter that I wanted on them. Like, I want to be an anti-hero. When will Prime 4 release, or is it just a myth? It'll release when it's ready.
Yep.
When it's ready. It's not a myth. They spoke in 2019 that they're still working on it. Then the pandemic happened. Like, that was mid 2019. Then, like, a funny virus happened. So that probably halted production. And then,
Yeah, I remember they started probably back from zero. They started rehiring new teams.
yeah, and now,
The COVID happened.
this is really like year 3 of development. So, I mean, you at least know that it's still a thing. And it'll be announced when it's ready. Like, once it's ready to come out, that's when they're going to announce it. And that's what's going to be exciting about it. Is that we're not going to get some news saying, like, we're still working on Metroid Prime 4. It's more like, here, we got things to show Metroid Prime 4. Kind of like they did for Tears of the Kingdom.
There's also chances that we actually might get news about it this year.
Yeah, I mean...
It's already been long enough.
Yeah,
so
it's already been long
something.
enough where we can start to see something. But we shouldn't just expect it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, sure.
Especially by this point, they might just wait.
Yeah,
instead of releasing the Switch, to release on the next console.
They might just wait it out for being like a Switch 2 release console.
Yeah, because they need what we call in the industry console pushers.
Yeah, and what better way of having a console pusher than the one game that people have been excited for? They tested the waters for Metroid Prime Remaster to see how well it could go, and Metroid Prime Remaster sales were so good that, you know, I don't know why the Fandrina dress, I gotta play it when it gets cold, or when it's snow, it's a vibe. Hype for Silent Hill 2. Yeah, I really hope they don't fuck it up, because I'm a big fan of those retro horror games that are more psychological. Like, I love horror games, but I feel like a lot of big horror games today...
Yeah, that's why you're interested on that indie game that I showed you.
Yeah, Crow's Country. Yeah, I downloaded the demo. I might either play it by myself or play it on stream. Cause yeah, I'm a big fan of the spooky games, but I like the spooky games like, you know, the original Resident Evils and Silent Hill, where it's puzzles and environments and atmosphere rather than just jump scares or shooty bang bang. I thought you streamed this earlier. Silly deadweight. Don't you know that this is the only game I play on Nintendo Switch? Why play any other games when I can just play this game a lot?
What about Pikmin?
What about Pikmin? Taco wasn't giving me Pikmin 4. What are you talking about?
What about SMT4 and 5?
No, okay, I don't think SMT5 would do for a good stream, because it'd be me dying on the boss for... Like, I'd rather just play Elden Ring. Because at least with Elden Ring...
By the way, we're playing on that, Chad.
Yeah, we're planning on that. I downloaded Elden Ring, I made my character, I deleted my save file, I'm starting from scratch. And I just got through the tutorial stuff, so I'm gonna
coach him.
Yeah, but he's not gonna... I'm really excited for it. I did play a little bit. I really enjoyed what I did. This is like, finally, the Souls-like game that clicked with me, whose name is not Armored Core. Oh. Okay. There was an issue with my monitor. The cable on mute, the HDMI cable is starting to show its age.
Linksy.
Stardew Farm when? Do you have it on Switch? Because I have it as on Switch.
Also, your Resident Bull is here on chat.
Oh, no. On the voice chat or in the chat?
In the chat. Okay. On the purple chat.
Okay, thank goodness. Just wanted to say hi because I'm at work. Well, hello. I hope you have a pleasant shift. But yeah.
The thing that we have to do is the mod. The mod's only. Fuck. Lethal Company. That's a word.
Yeah. We also gotta do that. Like, there's a lot of stuff we were prepping before I moved, and then I had to move, so we had to put it back on like hold. But yeah, my birthday is at the end of this month. So expect the Metroid Prime 2 randomizer stream.
We should, by the way, also see if we can put like a time limit on the
On the...
crowd control.
No, yeah, we gotta sit down and see the whole...
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Like we did way to balance out like people just taking away shit from you.
Yeah, it mostly like, alright, people can take away the energy tank, but then they come back after a certain amount of time type of deal, you know? Because if not, then like, I might as well just do a... Instead of crowd control, I might as well just do a challenge run, you know? Because skill issues.
Also, I blame you.
Huh?
I've been addicted to Poker Rogue so much.
It's very fun. It's a lot of fun. Oh, so while we were moving, Chad, I was staying at my sister's and her husband. So I was staying at their place, and he has a PlayStation 5.
Who's this?
Oh my goodness!
Hi.
Oh my
That's a
goodness!
lot of noises.
Midnight! Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
oh, I'm on speakerphone, that's why. Hold on.
Oh my goodness!
I have to use it like an actual phone.
Yes.
That sucks.
Or you can plug in.
Hello,
Like, don't you
Dominic
have
Midnight.
like headphones?
I do, but they're a little out of reach.
Okay, because like if you have,
But I wanted
those,
to pop in.
those microphones are great.
Why are they like on the high shelf?
It's Bluetooth. Oh, shush. I may be short, but I ain't that short.
Hey, Shorty, if it makes you feel any better, I put, I set up my new room, and I set up my books and stuff like that. So, but I'm limiting my displays to things that I really like, and I put 6 or 4 on it.
I love that. I convinced another person to read it recently, and I was very excited.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using it as a reference for one of the stories that you already know of.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna adapt it, like, sure, I'm thinking about it as a game or a TV show, but why not start writing it for a book and then adapt the narrative to stuff like that? Because then that way I can explore and see if I have too much or if I have too little.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll explain later. I'll send you a DM of what the Sixer Pro reference.
Okay.
Not like the story reference, like, oh, this is a cause reference, but more like the writing and using it as a template.
Yeah.
But just to finish my story, so I was at my sister's and I was playing using their advanced system known as a PlayStation 5. And I gotta try Returnal. Why didn't anybody tell me about this one?
Which game?
Returnal.
It is on Steam now.
I've never heard of it.
Alright, so, long story short, right? It's a roguelike Metroidvania third-person shooter. With, like, bullet hell combat. So
Interesting.
So you like all the drops that enemies from enemies are randomized, like a roguelike, and you can get like passives and buffs just like a roguelike. So but you also do get permanent upgrades a la a Metroid game. So when you die, you get to keep your permanent upgrades, so you can take shortcuts and continue to explore the map. So the map itself and the rooms are sort of like randomly generated, but they're still interconnected to the point that you need to follow it along and get the keys and all these stuff so you can access where the boss is. And once you defeat the boss, you can fast travel to the later levels and stuff like that. And so the combat is like a third-person shooter bullet hell. So enemies fire a lot of projectiles, and it's incentivizing you to keep moving, and you have like a dash and all these other things. And it's got this deep atmosphere and thick lore, and I'm just sitting here and going like...
Lore?
Lore? and it's like time loop lore. The thing that
Oh God.
my favorites, and I'm like, why did nobody tell me about this?
I love time loop lore, but
Oh,
only when it's like, okay, can I wrap my head around that? Probably.
okay, so I got several games that might be up your alley.
Cause like, I know, I mean I haven't been watching it recently, but I know Doctor Who has had plenty of those kinds of moments
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's like,
yeah, of course.
I can't even begin to fathom.
My brother
How that
showed
would
me
work.
I was watching Doctor Who with my brother for references, right?
I heard the new season is actually really good.
I've only seen 2 episodes. I enjoyed the first one. The second one's kind of in my opinion. I won't say anything. But like I have high hopes. I like Smoothie, or however you pronounce his name. So we rewatched the Christmas special with the 12th Doctor.
Oh, I love that one.
with Santa Claus.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we rewatched that one because I'm like, that's like, what if Inception was a horror flick?
Oh God.
And it was great. Time loop existential horror, my favorite. So yeah, Returnal. I am dead ass just gonna wait for a Steam sale and maybe get it and play for myself. I got to the first boss on my first live on my blind run, and my in-law was just looking at me like, how? And then my brother's like, are you kidding me?
How did you miss this?
Are you not seeing it? He's just applying the Metroid combat strategies.
Yeah. When in doubt, Metroid.
When in doubt, yeah, I just did my Metroid Prime strafing with the dodges. I applied my knowledge from Ikaruga, Metroid, and Nier. It's like my years of experience are finally paying off with a Sony game.
It's the Infinity Stones needed to play the game.
Oh yeah, unrelated, Alvin.
Yes.
I got a funny story for you that happened on Midnight's birthday.
By the way, happy
I got
birthday.
got. Oh, thank you. I got got. Very upset about it.
You got.
I got, yeah.
I these not
I've
sure.
been had. I've been bamboozled.
You got aimered. You've been aimered.
I got bamboozled on my birthday.
And it was so funny because it was really obvious.
No. I usually expect them, but when I don't expect them, is when I get hit by them. It's when I'm not expecting them that I get hit by them. And I should have. I should have. I did.
So the thing, I was like, she was streaming and then I kind of like went really hard on it. Like I started calling her a nerd and stuff like that, and then she said, "I wear like a badge of honor."
I wear the badge of a nerd proudly.
Yeah.
And then I told her, if you're a true nerd, then tell me what's the name of the antagonist in Last Airbender.
Sorry.
She
What was
she
that?
took a
Sorry.
second.
But do you want to know but the thing that gets me every single time is that you would ask a question like that normally.
Yeah.
Like without any strings attached.
But here's
with
the
no
thing.
strings attached.
Here's the thing.
You
it's
would ask a
Gabe.
question like
it's
that.
Gabe.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's a 50-50 shot
Dude.
of whether or not you get got or whether or not you don't.
Gabe threw you the 50-50 Oki mix-up, and you just guessed wrong.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It was a 50-50 shot, and then I got caught.
So literally when like an asked her, what's the name of the antagonist in Last Airbender that became friends with the Avatar? And she was like, I don't know, Zuko.
God.
And then they immediately went,
How did you not see? How did you not see that one?
I just didn't. Listen, I have glasses, but they don't work all the time.
My goodness.
Funny.
So yeah, another thing I was gonna say about the PlayStation 5. Now that I mention it because Returnal, I'm still not interested in a PlayStation 5.
Especially now with the shenanigans that Sony's going on about.
Yeah, like, all
I
right,
just would have got one to make it a Final Fantasy machine.
yeah, it's just gonna be a Final Fantasy 16 machine.
That's all I
and
wanted.
not for
That's all I
long.
wanted for. It's just a Final
14,
Fantasy 16.
in your case, 14 machine as well.
Yeah, that too.
You-
I feel like I'd have an easier time playing 14 on a console
Yeah,
too.
and I play on controllers, and so I can vouch for how easy and comfortable it is to play on controller.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus, I don't think my new laptop would be able to handle a game.
yeah, like for you it would make sense to buy it because there's 2 Final Fantasy games that you want to play.
Right.
And
Yeah.
two
And Persona.
and Persona, and whenever that comes out, assuming it comes out in this PlayStation 5 lifespan, right?
Which one?
6.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, not only that, she will be able to like play Monster Hunter Wilds with
Yeah.
everybody.
So,
Yeah!
so
Wilds
like,
is gonna be
so-
cross-platform.
yeah, so we
I
can
won't be
play
able
it,
to
especially
hold-
because it's crossplay. It's crossplay.
I won't be able to haunt.
See, here's where my train of thought is leading towards, right? In my hands, because I'm fortunate to own a PC because, well, I have to because of my work. The PlayStation 5 would just be to play, fucking Final Fantasy 16. Like, sure, I would probably buy Monster Hunter Wilds on the PlayStation so I can play it on the couch and on the TV. I'm not gonna lie. If I had a PlayStation 5, there's certain games that I would buy for it simply because, well, I can play this on the couch. But, you know, it's at the point of the PlayStation 5 lifespan where I was expecting Sony to release the PlayStation 5 Slim at like $400, you know?
Right.
So
Like a lowered price.
Yeah, like a lower price, like either a price discount and a console redesign that's not just so fucking fugly.
Yeah.
Because I like the PlayStation 4's design. I don't care what people say. It's kind of slick. It looks nice when I put it on a shelf. It's easy to put on, like, a living room space. The PlayStation 5 Seto
It's
Kaiba
obnoxious.
Thancred looking ass, it's just so obnoxious.
It's obnoxious.
It's in a very awkward shape. It's in a very awkward, like,
Yeah.
form. Like, I prefer the
It's
Xbox.
an awkward kind of build.
Yeah, I'd rather get the new Xbox because it just looks so much cleaner and to put aesthetically. And for me, an aesthetic of a console really matters because, like, alright, this is gonna be part of my living room space, you know?
Yeah.
Might as well get something that looks pretty.
Yeah. And that was also like even like the earlier Nintendo consoles too, like the Wii
Yeah.
was just one single color, a flat box,
Easy
and
to
you could
place.
basically put it anywhere and it'd be fine.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason I hate the Switch. I'm not gonna lie. It's so hard to put in my living room space. It's so hard to put in my room right now. I have the dock on the floor. I can't, like, leave the dock
See, I
connected.
feel like the dock kind of makes it easier to blend in with the room, but like the actual Switch itself.
No, it's
isn't
not
like
that.
that.
It's not that. I'd argue that the reason is because you can only plug the cables on a particular direction and have the dock on one particular orientation. It only looks good
That's fair.
if you can get the orientation that Nintendo has in its promo materials. If you can't get it like that, the Switch is such a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Because the cables only go from one side of the dock, even with the OLED
other.
redesign. So if you cannot get it looking like that, you're gonna have the Switch dock facing the other way. And then you can only put it on a vertical configuration, so you can't put it on like a small shelf because you need to have room that you can pull the Switch up and down in case you want to have it on a handheld mode, right?
Yeah.
And I can't really
Unless
make...
you tilted it down. Unless you tilted like the dock down.
Well, that's so fucking... Yeah, but that's just like...
But then it's annoying.
It's
then
annoying.
You can't just...
It's not...
Yeah.
You know, I'm paying good money for these systems, you know? I want something that's comfortable and ergonomic and all this other shit. And it's like, you know, the Wii U was annoying because they needed to have 2 power outlets. And 2 things on display. But at least it makes sense because the Wii U gamepad base, right, plugged at the bottom, and I can just run it easily behind the TV because it plugs from the back of the base, not towards the side. So I don't have a comfortable way to display my Switch. And I really wish there was just a way that I could plug it to a dock lying down, right? I wouldn't even mind if there's like a little latch that I need to open and close to put it in vertically and horizontal configuration. Just give me a horizontal configuration.
Yeah.
And the same thing applies to the PlayStation 5. So I've been, aside from the price drop, which is the main reason I'm not getting a PlayStation 5, $500 is
Fair.
honestly, in my current economical situation, a tough pill to swallow. There's a lot of things I would rather get with $500.
Also, I must jump out.
Yes.
My break is ending. Sad.
All right.
So I will catch you all later. Hopefully, if the stream is still going when I am out of work.
Yeah, it might be going for like another hour until I get hungry.
Okay. I might pop.
I'm smart. I made food for leftovers.
Ooh.
So I got leftovers.
I gotta figure out what dinner is. Later, pop.
So I already got figured lunch and dinner figured out. So I'm like chilling. I'm big chilling.
All right. See y'all.
See ya. There's a bird. It's a thrush. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. So yeah, I really, if Sony really wanted to impress me, they would have already announced the PlayStation 5 Slim for $400. I don't care if it's not as powerful as the big tower. I just want a convenient fashion that's ergonomic. But of course, it's never gonna happen because Sony needs to recover from the pandemic where PlayStation 5s were sold out and they couldn't produce PlayStation 5s because the NFT and Ethereum craze happened and people were buying PC parts to just farm this shit.
Well, not so much that only.
Uh-huh.
Because the PlayStation 5 console sold really fucking well. Because scalpers.
Of course.
The issue happened is that people were not playing games because no one had the console.
Yeah, it's like...
And that was one of the announcements by Sony. They were like, we had to lay off a lot of people and close down the studio that made the PlayStation VR because we couldn't sell games.
I mean...
I mean, of course you couldn't sell games. No one had a console to play the games.
Nobody had a PlayStation 5. Like, in my eyes...
They sell also Spider-Man, God of War, Final Fantasy, and Ratchet & Clank, you know, heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Were abysmal.
Yeah, because, like, nobody has the system to play on. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm like, alright, what's the best way for Sony to bounce back? Make a new system with a price drop. And now you're forcing scalpers to go on you force scalpers to lose money. Because what are scalpers who bought the original PlayStation 5 gonna do with it when Sony is introducing a new PlayStation 5 at a reduced price?
They will buy. Like, the issue is not so much that they reduce the price or they create a new console.
No, yeah, but now what I'm saying is not the new PlayStation 5. They'll be forced to sell their stocks of the original PlayStation 5 at a reduced price, and so more players will get PlayStation 5s.
Well, the fix is just making scalping illegal again.
I mean, of course, but that's out of Sony's control. So the thing I said that the best next thing Sony could do within their powers is kind of this. Because if you told me I found an eBay scalper selling the original PlayStation 5 for $300, I win. And then Sony wins because now they'll get me on their system to buy games for their system. So it's a temporary fix. At least in my stupid brain. I don't know economics, but it just makes sense. On my square-brained mind. I was constantly looking towards the window to see if the bird comes back.
Huh.
I like birds. But I cannot wait for Dawn Trail.
Which, by the way, I mentioned this to you earlier before the stream, but Matt also mentioned it to
Oh
to the
wait,
chat.
I can show Dawn Trail Lizard.
You can show Dawn Trail Lizard.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
I'll do it after your training hall.
Yeah. So I already know like how Sony's just being a moron right now, right, Chad?
All right, let's rephrase that. When haven't they been a moron in recent years?
Well, they're being extra of a moron. For example, the everybody here should know already of what happened with Helldivers.
Yeah.
Whereas, because they apparently they mentioned it or they announced it that the game was going to require a PlayStation account eventually.
Wait, hold on. We gotta do.
But honestly, I didn't knew that shit until like not even until it happened.
We gotta do the bit. What the fuck is this, chat? What the fuck is this? Is this a jellyfish? Is this a new Alolan Tentacruel?
That's a Pokemon.
That's a Pokemon. Yeah, the Helldivers thing is super scummy.
Yeah, so apparently the studio Arrowhead was like trying their hardest to like make Sony not go with it.
Shiny Kabuto. Yeah, you're right, Mewtwo.
Because so Helldivers sold really well. Surprisingly well, like incredibly well.
I mean, it's
It was the best.
Game.
Yeah, not only that, it was the best selling game on Steam for a while. And it had the biggest amount of active players.
I would have been down.
And
I
then
doing a Helldivers stream.
you can do Helldivers. That game is so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when the thing happened, of course they literally annihilated a shit ton of people. Because here's the thing. Not everywhere you're allowed to have a PlayStation account.
Yeah.
Because either A, the country that you reside does not allow Sony technology or consoles, or like just gaming consoles in general, or the country itself does not abide to the Sony TOS.
Not to mention, Sony always gets fucking hacked.
Yeah, that's the other issue. A lot of people don't like that fact.
Sony gets hacked every other day.
Yeah, Sony is infamous for having their stuff hacked.
Meanwhile, it seems like healer mains getting memed on their strike because of tanks kits becoming more broken. Yeah, I mean, I'm a warrior main and black mage main as of late, so
Yep.
I just wish that if it's really that bad where the tanks can really mitigate that much, that just give options to healers for combat and stuff like that, because like part of the reason I like Sage is because I feel like it can interact more with combat rather than say white mage. But, it's game companies be stupid.
Oh yeah, so the rest of the thing. So that thing is not gonna stop, by the way. So they stopped it for Helldivers 2 because a lot of people bought the game already, and literally they lost access to it when they implemented the thing. Issue is that they still haven't fixed that, so people still haven't been able to play Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Again. But that's not the biggest one yet. So they're still gonna force you to have a PlayStation account for any first-person party PlayStation game on Steam. Both Ghost of Tsushima and God of War already require PlayStation account,
which only
future games are
gonna make me want to play those games even less. Like, there are so many games on the Epic Games Store that I do not play because I do not want to make another account and download another proprietary thingy to play one or two games,
That means now that those games are gonna have that issue where not everybody's gonna be able to play it. And of course, that also means that future PlayStation games are going to require a PlayStation account, like multiplayer games.
Well, fortunately, there is no major Sony game that I want to play aside from Returnal. Because, you know, Ghost of Tsushima, I have it on PlayStation 4 already, so.
Oh yeah, and the other shitty thing that they're doing, the new co-CEO of Sony has a new strategy that he wants to implement for the company. And I don't know about you guys, but I think he should probably rethink his strategy. So his new plan is that he wants to release games on both console and PC, right? That's neat. That's fine. That's good, right? Everybody likes that idea. The issue is that the games that are like single player, storytelling, you know, let's say Last of Us. You like Last of Us, you want to play Last of Us. They release it on PC and console. Last of Us 2 is not gonna release in console. I mean, it's not gonna release on PC, it's only gonna be on console. And whatever sequel of Last of Us is released later. That's his new plan. That's his way to bring new players into the console. By weaponizing Mofo.
I mean, that also just seems like console exclusivity, just like what Nintendo does.
Yep.
I don't really mind a Sony-made game being a Sony exclusive title for the Sony system for a while. I mind it is when they do that shit for something like Final Fantasy 16, where it ain't a Sony-made game. Come on, Yoshi P. I want to play 16. The Final Fantasy 14 DLC. Final Fantasy 16. Right, I'm gonna get to the save room before Cardis, and then I'll show the new and improved Dawn Trail graphics and Blizzard.
Alright, by the way, I need to be right back real quick.
Alright. Is it?
So I'll let
it
you
is,
along with your chat.
Alright. It is bad because players could do the dungeon 1 tank 3 DPS and still clear it easily. Yeah, I mean, the thing that's sad is just like, I feel like some things in 14 are getting really crazy and maybe power crept, but there doesn't seem to be much work on taking the opportunity to, like, hey, it's a new expansion, we should perhaps rethink our ebb and flow combat in general. I don't mind tanks having some survivability where they can, like, because if, like, oh, the healer dies and it's not immediately like, alright, we gotta reset the dungeon. Which sometimes happens. So there's, like, a chance for the tanks to mitigate it, survive, and bring it back while the hero... I always saw it as a way for the tanks and the rest of the party to allow wiggle room for healers and novice healers who fuck up and might die to not just absolutely screw the rest of the party, you know? But I obviously think that they also took it to the extreme where there is a little bit too much solo survivability. Alright. Let's look at the new and improved Lizard.
There we go. Had to grab a protein bar.
It's so good. Ooh, I should probably go for... I have some here. I should probably go for one. Alright. Let me find this. She's so spunky. Hold on, no, even I got a better idea. Hold on. Albert, how many new burp perps have you acquired? Okay, you might have to specify that sentence in the sense of how many new species have I spotted? Or like how many new birds, because I did move and there's, you know, I saw thrushes here and thrushes there, but they're obviously not the same individual bird. Okay, this is gonna be harder. Cause alright, I'll just show the image from the default, because I recorded the benchmark with my lizard. Because I can't really take screenshots. And I didn't just want to use like the, you know, the default screenshots that the benchmark takes, which totally makes sense for a benchmark. It's kind of cool. I'll explain it to those who do not know like how benchmarks work. In just a sec, I'm just trying to find what are the pictures that do not have my PC score, because those just look nicer. Time to get acquainted with the local bird gangs and make a name for yourself. Yeah. I guess. Alright, so here is the Dawn Trail Lizard. Look at her. That's how she's gonna look in the new expansion. That's with the new updated graphics and textures and whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's the lizard. She looks so neat. There's a lot of updates with the textures on the scales and the horns and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, I think that our raw players got like the most noticeable improvements just because of the scales on the on Aura's bodies. Like here's a, you know, current lizard from how she looks in the current expansion. Like what I like it's like it's a minor change. It's not like, oh, a whole different thing. It's just like, all right, we just boosted the art style. And lizard in Metroid when? I would die if I could like more lizard. Look at her. She's blind right now because she ain't got her glasses. The headcanon is that she's blind without her glasses. To be honest, she looks less of a tomboy now. What did you mean, chat? The fuck you mean? It's just the same. I haven't changed anything. It's just like, alright, she's got a different outfit from here and there, and then I just gave her some black lipstick because I thought it looked nice. And Pawn really liked it, and Pawn told me to just keep it as a default. At gunpoint. Look at her, isn't she so cool? It's so spunky. It's so neat. I see you, Americ. Stop playing Final Fantasy XIV with me. Stop taunting me. He looks the same amount of tomboy. Don't worry. Shut the fuck up, YouTube. No. Why you all of you say that? All of you say that. Alright, let's get back to Metroid Prime. It's what you're seeing, it's Blizzard just being spunky. He has battle clubs? No, those are swords. It's from the new job of Viper. Oh yeah, I guess we should address recollection while we're here. Right? Gabe?
Yes.
You know, it's no surprise that we didn't reach the goal and all this other stuff, but that does not mean that that any of us are gonna give up on the project or anything. We're just gonna, you know, a lot of things happened since the launch that kind of kept me from being able to properly work on promotion and all this other stuff. So our goal right now is to essentially regroup and reconvene, reassess our budget, and try to find a different number that might not be as crazy for us, and see how we can make it work. And then simply, there might be like an Orpheon hiatus in the sense like, alright, I might plan some big videos before the Kickstarter comes out that might get more people's attention, and that way we can increase our odds, like do some topics that I know people will most likely click on it, hopefully. Because, you know, as of late with YouTube, everything seems like a fucking gamble. And so, do that, and also, you know, if anybody knows of any other YouTube channel that produces animation, original animated shows or places that we can go and do like a pitch, we would also appreciate it. I'm going back. It's still, you know, I'm still writing for it. I'm still working on the Bible. It still lives rent free in my head, and I got some new idea. So, you know, I just wanted to thank everybody for your support, for staying tuned. We can still talk about it. I'll still be working on it, so there's updates to the lore, there's updates to the characters, and some of that stuff. More like tweaks and adjustments for bigger impact for you guys and like better payoffs. That's basically it. So, you know, it is a shame that, you know, we couldn't achieve the goal as we are doing right now, so we're just gonna go back and try and reassess, perhaps if we can get some funding from some other means, and that way when we come to Kickstarter, it's like, all right, this is the what's remaining from what we would need and all this other stuff. And, you know, I'm also still working on the other projects. Gabe and I are gonna start working on some other projects and ideas. Hopefully things that we can develop without, or start developing up to the point where we need like the money, which is what happened with Recollect. It's like, all right, we could self-fund it, but the ideal situation is that we can recoup the money that we've spent and invested on creating these art assets and all this other stuff, and then by having it being paid, you know, everybody can dedicate full time to it. Does anybody know when the next Nintendo Direct is going to be? Are we still on June?
There's no news yet, and surprising because usually they would have done already one.
Yeah, I mean they said last week that they were going to do one in June, so that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but there's no news about it yet.
My guess is that, you know, everybody was having their fucking night. I thought you were supposed. Oh wait, you graduated. I was gonna do a bit.
You could still do it.
I thought he was supposed to be studying or working or whatever. The idea was that I thought, sorry, gotta get my train of thought. Birds distracted me. You know, everybody else was having their E3 press conferences this week, so I'm guessing that Nintendo is just, like, gonna wait until next week so they can have everybody's attention. Like, they don't have to compete on the spotlight and all this other stuff. That's my guess. That's my theory. To why they haven't announced it, anything. I'm gonna bet it's gonna be like next Tuesday. Or next Wednesday or some shit like that. Skill issue. Okay, I get one more Super Metroid for now. Die. Shit, it didn't die. Plan B, shoot at the rocks. Abysmal drops.
Alright, so now since we're in the topic of games, let's talk about the upcoming games that we might be excited.
I'll be honest, I did not get the opportunity to see any of these presentations.
Oh, I don't mean those specific only. It could be any, because there's a lot of games coming on, like this year.
I don't know of any that I might be excited aside from Dawn Trail.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up a list to see which ones I remember that I care about. Besides, you know, Dragon Ball, Shin Megami Tensei, that is basically coming out tomorrow. Shin Megami Tensei, and I'm very excited for that one.
Yeah,
I know you are.
I'm gonna make like a birthday list of games. Like, I just wish I could have spared some extra cash before my birthday, so I could buy myself some other gifts. But at least I'll have the solace that I can buy. You know, worst case, if push comes to shove, I can buy Dawn Trail for myself. And the only reason I haven't done is because I'm like, all right, family, if you want to get me a gift or anybody else out there in the void, you can. It's on my wish list. You can just give me Dawn Trail, and you'll give me the best gift I could get this year.
Yep. Oh yeah, tomorrow also the first Monster Hunter Stories releases.
Or, you know, any
Steam.
gift you can get from me, it will be more than happily received. It doesn't need to be, you know, I won't complain. A gift is a gift. And that gift even includes just being able to chill with you guys during the birthday streams.
Oh, maybe this one you're interested on. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD for the Switch.
Not really.
Not really?
I didn't really like Dark Moon. I would have been excited if it was the original Luigi's Mansion, and then, you know, they make some new post-game stuff, but they released that remaster on the 3DS of all systems. Like, I would have been excited if it, like, you know, my question is, from all the games, why Dark Moon? Why not?
Very good question.
Why not Federation Force? Why not Samus Returns? Why not Link Between Worlds? Why not Fire Emblem Awakening? There are so many better games stuck on the 3DS that I think would sell than Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
Oh, yeah, Age of Mythology Remaster is also releasing.
Ever
this
heard
year.
of Crow Country? Yes, I have not heard much about it. I did download the demo because I want to play it.
Yeah,
and
we
go
literally talked about it.
Yeah, but I don't
early
think,
on the stream.
yeah, we were talking about it early on in the stream. I am very much excited for it because it does seem to be my type of horror game.
And for y'all survival games fanatics, Arc 2 is also releasing this year.
Star Fox 64 3D would have been another great option to port onto.
Oh yeah, that would have been such a
Same with, you know, there's Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess remasters that you're sitting on. Randomizer run or OG funny time run? Well, we're playing the remaster. So it's regular funny run. We will be doing a Prime 2 randomizer later this month for my birthday. I'll make an announcement once I have the dates. It won't be on the day of my birthday, because honestly, you know, on the day off, I want to just relax and exist. If I do a stream, it's mostly because, like, I woke up that day and I have, like, a time gap, and I say, you know what, I might as well stream. Hang out with people. Yeah, it still looks like shit. I'm still trying to think, really, what games.
Oh yeah, the Power Rangers arcade beat 'em up.
Sorry?
The Power Rangers arcade beat 'em up.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been more excited if it's Kamen Rider. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too, but the US doesn't know what a Kamen Rider is.
But no, I mean, I think that it's a niche as much as Power Rangers today, because I think most people who are going out of their way to buy Power Rangers merch today already are adults who grew up with Power Rangers, who most likely have already looked up Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. I have not met an adult Power Rangers fan who does not know what Kamen Rider is.
Oh, I have.
So, like, I just think that it's a matter more of just making
Bandai.
it. Bandai, you know? Instead of making all of these arena fighting games are kind of okay, they should just do a beat 'em up. And make it like a Memory of Heroes type of situation where all the Kamen Riders team up. Or if you just want to make it like, so that way you can have two games, right? Bandai, listen to me, I'm making you money, right? You make one beat 'em up, and then you can recycle that same beat 'em up per new Kamen Rider season that comes out. And then you can release two versions of it. One with the early versions of the Kamen Rider, and then one late season when the final form has been announced. Similar to how they've been doing with all of these arena games. And then you just put the rest of the legacy riders for fun. Or you just make it a Memory of Heroes thing where you pick and choose some of, you know, a few assortment of Kamen Riders.
Yeah, like they had 01, O's, and
yeah,
Bubble.
you have the newest rider because it'll sell, and then you put some returning riders that will appeal to the older crowd, and then you just make money. And it'll be a game that's like that fits the Kamen Rider combat and all this other stuff, and you can make it a bi-yearly thing, and kids and Kamen Rider fans won't really mind about it. Maybe put it at $40 and you're golden.
Yeah, we also have the new Elden Ring DLC that Yoshi P decided not to release the
Dawn Trail.
the expansion early because he also wanted to play the DLC.
Yeah. Oh my god, Chad, we need to show that clip to Chad who does not know about Final Fantasy XIV. Yoshi P is the director, and he's just another fanboy like us, for real, for real.
Oh, we also have a new Legend of Heroes coming out on July.
Is that?
I like that game series.
What is Legend of Heroes?
Just another JRPG, like
Okay.
Wise, Final Fantasy.
I thought it
Dragon
was
Quest.
one of those Kamen Rider games because Memories of Heroes.
Ah, nah. Legend of Heroes is also a very old RPG, but just like Wise, it's very not
Obscure.
niche, but very unknown.
Okay.
Wait, Air Defense Force 6? Since when? When was that announced? I love Air Defense Force. That's a fun niche game also.
You know what? I'm gonna do something for the sake of simplicity. I'm gonna go back to my gunship. I'm gonna restock on missiles because we're gonna start fighting Chozo ghosts, and I haven't. I've been really. I've been getting screwed with my missile drops.
I mean, you have 14 missiles left, so yeah, I would say so.
It takes like 5 to kill with the bread and butter combo I have. It takes like 5 to kill each. And we're gonna fight at least 3 right now.
Yep.
But you know, I gotta.
also.
They move a lot, so you also gotta account for missing.
Yeah. Also in August we have Wukong. That's another game that I want to play.
Yeah, I might be interested on.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to play Wukong anymore.
Okay.
Gundam Breaker 4 releases in the same month.
Oh boy.
And that was more of a priority than Wukong. Because big robot.
Big robot.
Dragon Ball is in October with Sonic and Shadow. Oh yeah, Metaphor, the new Atlas game, also releases on October. And I guess I'm not gonna buy Dragon Ball the same day because
really?
that's the same day of Metaphor.
Where are these missile drops? Yeah, I mean, I always prioritize. Right now, there's just more indie games that I want to catch up on that I have not played that pique my interest more than the big new releases that are coming out.
And okay, that's gonna be a busy week.
Like, I still want to get. I want to get Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door because Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games.
Is your favorite game? Yeah.
Yeah. I also still need to get like Super Mario RPG and shit like that, and Mario Wonder.
Oh, there we go. Game of the year for November. Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh my goodness.
Your favorite series.
Yeah. I used to really like Assassin's Creed at one point.
Me too, until they literally milked the fuck out of Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, like, I'd wish, like, you know, I saw Assassin's Creed 1 as, like, alright, this is still, you know, in its growing pains. And then Assassin's Creed is like, alright, it's figuring it out. Then Assassin's Creed happened, and I was kind of like, eh? And then they just kept going and going and going and going and going. And one of the main things that kills me is how little engagement there is on part of the player in the early game. For some narrative that I found was like, oh, alright.
Like, I love how quickly they dropped the narrative of the original game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything that happens after 3.
So basically, after the whole thing with the guy, Desmond, yeah. You play as an employee of the company that you were fighting against, and then they apparently capture the guy at some point, and now they're using the body for like finding where all the assassins are, and then that's it. No, they drop down that entire thing, and then there's no more.
I tried playing Assassin Master Chief, Assassin's Creed 4, but I really hated it. That intro to that game was just fucking horrendous. I hate trailing missions. I hate trailing behind a character who's talking to me, and you're walking in the slowest speed possible, and then I have to wait for the NPC to not be looking so I can attack them. Like, if they made like a cool set piece for the intro that puts me immediately in the control, it's not really taking away, and it sets the mood for the game, and you minimize the amount of trailing missions and talking to random NPCs, because I don't care if you're saying if the story is good. If it's presented in a way where I'm not engaged because I'm more just sitting down and watching characters talk and I have to move a control stick, then I'm not really engaged, and then I just start to drop it because I've seen the story in other in other media. Like I'm more gameplay rather than story, because story for me is just the icing on a cake on a video game. Oh no, Orpheon, how you're gonna buy Bird Magic? With Bird Magic, of course. And there's a lot of great films out there and shows about the final days of piracy and stuff like that. So I don't feel like it. I feel like in my mind I'm also, there's that comparison, or competition, because the games are trying to be so cinematic and all this other stuff. I just feel that Assassin's Creed needs coming back home to its roots, and like, the long intros just kill me. You give me a game that's got a long intro and I'm not doing anything, or it's not engaging, or it's not really presenting much of the world building in a fun way for the player, and I'm immediately just like disconnected. Which is probably why I don't really play many games that are not Nintendo, because Nintendo really seems to be one of the only developers today that focus on gameplay, and that when you start playing the game, you start playing the game. You're not like just sitting there, which is what I also dislike from like later Xenoblade games. It's just I really felt like I was more of a passenger in this adventure rather than the driver. Xenoblade 3's intro is so fucking long. Its cutscenes are so long.
Yeah, Xenoblade went from gameplay to story-driven game.
The reason I'm also more gameplay than story. I'm explaining my brain. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just explaining my thought process is that, the story will be like, if the story is good, but the gameplay is bad, why would I'll just watch the cutscenes online. I'll just wait, what, 6 to 8 hours watching cutscenes that I can take breaks when I want. I can just work on like work on stuff, or have it on the background, or while I'm cooking, or while I'm doing something else, or give it the attention like a movie or whatever. But like a gameplay, that's like 40 hours. That's the bread and butter of what I'm gonna be doing with most games today, especially Assassin's Creed games and like all these new open world games where it's like collect all these doohickeys and do all these things. Like, games nowadays are super bloated and they take like 30 plus hours, and if they don't take 30 plus hours and they're a 2 out of 10. No, I don't the fine button mashing games, because I don't really like mashing buttons.
Devil May Cry, Nier Automata, Dragon Ball Fighters. Not Fighters,
I guess it depends on the game. So, like, for me, I love the Nier because, like... Oh, I've already played Asura's Wrath. I really liked it. So, like, if it's a story, there's so many places that I can watch a story. If I cared about the story, I might, I can watch movies, I can read books, I can watch TV shows. But if I'm buying a game just for the story, I feel like it's like I'm buying a movie ticket that costs $60 and I need to sit and do chores for 40 hours to progress with the story. Why not just watch the cutscenes online and enjoy the story by itself, So that's why for me gameplay is the most important. Buying a game, I'm playing a game. The story is an icing on the cake. If the story is mid, but the gameplay is good, then happy days. I'm still having fun. But movies, story...
no one plays
movies aren't...
Duke Nukem because the story's amazing.
But story and movies aren't usually like interactive like games. I mean, that's very debatable, because there's only certain games where your actions and where you could really say they're interactable. But there's a lot of, and there's not a lot of games where the story is married to the gameplay. Like, say for instance, Uncharted, right? The story is not, I wouldn't call that an interactive story, because the things you're doing in gameplay do not affect the story. So it's not interactive, it's a movie. The only reason why it's quote-unquote interactive is because you have to hold the control stick forwards to make Nathan Drake move, so he keeps the conversation going with Sully and whatever. If a story is really interactive, then it's something
And you
closer
will
to
have
like
something like
a
Mass
choose
Effect.
your own adventure story like the Telltale games, or a visual novel game like Somnian Files where your options change the story. That's when a story is really interactive in a game, where if like the experience I'm having is different than the experience you're having because we interacted with the gameplay differently, then the story is interactive. But if not, then it's just like, you know, all those conversations that make the story quote-unquote interactive, like, say, in Assassin's Creed when you're doing a trailing mission. It could be a cutscene and nothing would change. It's just not a cutscene to make you feel like you're in control and you're a part of this world, when in reality you're just watching a glorified loading screen cutscene that forces you to walk at a snail's pace, so it's more frustrating. What if I suggest a game with beautiful graphics, compelling story, and amazing gameplay? Then you got a trifecta. Like, I care about gameplay first. If the gameplay is fun, then I can stomach whatever shitty story it is. If the story is amazing, then that's just the icing on the cake. It's a win-win. I'm having fun while I'm playing the game, and then and then whenever the story kicks in, I'm like, ooh, I'm at the edge of my seat. And stuff like that. Like, I would put soundtrack as more important for me in a game than the story. Same as the visuals and the presentation and stuff like that. Because, like, the true thing that makes a game is the gameplay. And that's where it's interactive. That's where the argument comes about being a unique piece of medium where you're interacting and stuff like that. But if it's a game where, like, you're watching Joel and Ellie talk to each other while I'm holding forward or in a cutscene, that's not really interactive. That's just a movie with extra steps. And so that's why I've always disliked the whole, but it's like an interactive movie, huh? Another time where I would say a story is really interactive is a game like, say, Red Dead Redemption 2. In the sense that, like, you know, if from wandering around the world, you can find different stories that just happen, and thus the world starts feeling more alive. Not just necessarily side quests that, in the sense of like, there's a side quest over here. You know, Witcher 3 has an interactive world. The old Mass Effects game had an interactive story.
Dragon Age,
Baldur's Gate. Those are games where you tell me, yeah, okay, the story matters because it's very interactive. My decisions matter, and I'm saying decisions that go farther ahead from my character is a Sonic goody two shoes or a Shadow tryhard. You know, like, say, you know, a game like Infamous, I wouldn't really consider interactive because you just have two allegiances, and then what changes is the skill tree of moves that you have. Mass Effect, I might consider more interactive because the relationships you're going to have with the characters will change, which are going to in turn change the narrative of the journey of the story and the abilities that might be available to you.
And not only that, the stories that you took in the previous game affect the next one. That was one of the things I really like about Mass Effect.
Yeah, Undertale. Yeah, Undertale might be another game or another case where I say the story is sort of interactive, but... What do you mean it's not a hot take? Tell me that Sonic is not a goody two-shoes. Wow, Shadow! Why do you think Shadow is so edgy? Because he's the polar opposite of Sonic's goody two-shoeness. Like, Sonic is so vanilla that he's, like, lawful good. That's how vanilla he is. He's just lawful good. But if lawful, like, he's in that there you have lawful good, but then, like, if there's a square, like, on the top left about being lawful good, that's Sonic. You don't see purple chat on stream? Oh boy, hold on. I just noticed that. Yeah, purple chat has not been showing up on stream. That's strange. I mean, for this stream, I'm gonna say that it might have been because of my power outage, and then maybe I loaded OBS wrong without my plugins. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I mean, he admits he's the villain in some stories, and he says he doesn't do good. He's just values freedom. Okay, tell me one game where that happens. I want to see what's the story, the Sonic game that I missed, where Sonic is like a bad boy. What Sonic game does that happen? No worries, letting you know. No, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know. Definitely. Where am I going? I need to go to Fendrani. I was too busy thinking about Shadow the Hedgehog and his coolness.
And his love for Latinas.
Oh yeah, Shadow loves Latinas. Is there anyone in this franchise who loves men? And it's such Shadow the Hedgehog music stuff. That mean always like I love Shadow the Hedgehog so much, and yes, it's because of all these memes and how edgy tryhard he is. Like the Sonic Boom cartoon fucking killed me.
Oh yeah, the Sonic Boom cartoon.
The Sonic Boom cartoon is the best thing.
Sonic
Yeah, it's the best thing that's come out of Sonic since Generations and before Mania. Hey there, chat member. Sorry that the chat is not working on the stream. You know, this is, like I said, I'm practicing. I was basically 3 weeks without my PC. A lot of things got fucked. But yeah, my favorite bits in Sonic Boom cartoon was really Shadow the Hedgehog just being still like everybody in the Sonic Boom TV show is like almost a self-aware parody of their Sonic game cartoon comparison. But they didn't do that with Shadow. Shadow did not get the memo. Shadow is still Shadow from the games. And so he's like...
He still behaves and acts like Shadow.
Like Shadow the Hedgehog in the game. And that's the best thing. Because everybody's like, dude's got zero chill. He's still in character. Sonic and the Black Knight, Jason Griffith, he convinces the main villain she needs to accept death and all over. No, that's not being... Okay, hold on. That's not being a villain. That's not being bad. That's just having a different perspective. But Sonic is still goody two-shoes in Sonic and the Black Knight because he's trying to give advice. He's still fighting. Just because Sonic goes and says, haha, death comes for us all, bitches, does not mean that Sonic is all of a sudden not a goody two-shoes. Because he's still goody two-shoes.
Yeah, he's putting care on the person that he's saying that to.
He's giving advice to the person that he's carrying and all this other stuff. You know, just because the advice is like, you need to accept death, and it's like, all this other thing. It does not mean that Sonic is suddenly a villain. It's just that he's a tryhard now. He says, I don't mind being the villain sometimes. He says that, but he's never been it. It's the same thing I can say, like, I love being a blank and blank, so, but if I'm not doing it, it doesn't, you know, I'm just talking out of my ass. You know? You know, it's like it's like me saying I love being a FNAF fan, but never doing anything that makes me a FNAF fan because I'm not a FNAF fan. Actions speak louder than words. And both in Sonic's cases are always in the vein of being lawful good, and for the sake of others and stuff like that. Just because he gives some darker, grim advice one day does not make him an anti-hero, or any less of a goody two-shoes.
You know who's an anti-hero?
Yeah?
Kazuya.
Yeah, no, Kazuya's a villain. Straight up. He's just straight up a villain. What are you talking about?
I know.
I know you're doing it, man. I know you're doing
that one thing.
Metroid streamer Superstar confirming he's been talking out of his ass and is a FNAF fan. More than 11. My gosh, me too. I gotta watch the show again. It's funny. Yeah, dude. My favorite joke, again, aside from feminist Knuckles, is Shadow going, breaking Sonic's furniture and going, "Your shoddy's craftsmanship brings shame in all hedgehog kind, and for that you must perish." That
Eggman just being a fanboy for Shadow.
Oh, Shadow. Like, again, it's like Shadow's in character, but no one else is in character, and that's what makes it so funny. So when Shadow says that line, it's so fucking funny.
And then doing the Tross exercise and Shadow's like, the fuck?
Look, also Sonic Frontiers, he's still being a goody two-shoes. He's just depressed goody two-shoes. Just because you need to convince Sonic, who's maybe a little bit sad, does not mean that he's all of a sudden not being a goody two-shoes. Because in the end of the day, he still saves the Cocos. He still is the hero. He's not an anti-hero. He's still lawful good.
He's not doing anything that is outside, like,
out of his character
morality.
or his old characters. His character alignment is still the same. There's no opportunity where, like, you have to save the Coco, Sonic! But if you don't, then this other thing happens, and then you have the option of, like, saying, fuck the Coco, and the Coco dies, and whatever. Or you have a moment where Sonic is being selfish. He's very selfless. It's okay that he's a goody two-shoes, chat. There's literally no problem with Sonic being a goody two-shoes. Well, that's Sonic or Miles. It's up to you. It can be either, really. Yeah, I also love this music. Yeah, the Sonic world is also something that shouldn't be taken seriously. The Sonic world works because your characters are these goody two-shoes dudes who are fighting this asshole Eggman, you know? That's why it works. And the problem is that I think Sega has been trying to lean so much into this whole edgy stuff. He's neutral good or chaotic good? I refuse to believe he's lawful good. No, he's lawful good. I'm sorry.
He's 100%.
He's not chaotic good, because if he were chaotic good, he wouldn't be doing things by, you know, if he were chaotic good, then like he'd be more like Shadow. Shadow is chaotic good. He's lawful good.
Here's the difference about, like, what makes Shadow chaotic good or lawful good that Sonic isn't. When Shadow does something, he understands the consequence of his action. He knows that the things he's gonna eventually do are gonna cause harm to others, and he's willing to take those risks.
Yeah.
Sonic doesn't. If shit happens, he's like, well, fuck. I guess I'll have to fix it now.
I can't believe we're arguing that Sonic is lawful good. He's also not neutral good, because he always takes the side of what's right. If he were neutral good, he'd be no, alright, my guy, it does not, because you work for the government does not mean your profession, does not mean your character alignment. Your personality and who you are as a character and how you react to the actions of the world around you is what defines you as a character. Because you can have somebody working for the government who is chaotic evil. You know? If Eggman tomorrow is working at, like, I don't know, you know, at a bank or the government, he's still the same character, but his character and personality is still the same. He's still evil. Shadow is an anti-hero. And in Shadow's case, he's more of either a neutral good, in the cases where he's working for Gun, like in Sonic 06, or he's more chaotic good when it's games like, say, where he just takes this backseat and doesn't do much. Like, say, Sonic Forces. Oh my god, I think we have different views on law and chaos means. I don't know, chat. It's just... Exactly, and Sonic is always, like, there. Law means you follow the laws of society, and you do what's considered normal and good by society, which is what Sonic does 95% of the time. Save the day, be good, help friends, be selfless. In the case of Shadow, you can tell that he's doing it more for his own, because he wants to. He's not looking for any rewards. He's an anti-hero. Like,
he's doing it for his own personal gain.
You've seen Shadow go through certain stories because there's something for his own personal gain. And we've seen him be both sides of the spectrum, and he still remained in a point where you're doing like things, but you're not necessarily going by the rules. You're just following your own rules. You can say that Sonic follows his own rules, but at the end of the day, his own rules are the good boy rules. But, you know, you don't have to agree with me. I'm just trying to explain character alignments. Because it's not like I write stuff and they make me do stuff, but, you know. I feel that people also try and sometimes force a character alignment on a character when that's not what the writers intended. Is Sonic a Tom girl? Sonic with Lizard DLC when? I'm not gonna answer none of those questions, me too. I'm just not. I'm not. I'm only reading it because it's you. I really hope Metroid Prime 4 is gonna be shown in the Nintendo Direct. Yeah, I mean, me too. If they don't show it, I'll be completely fine. I'll be perfectly honest. If they don't show it, I'll just be like, oh, okay. But I would really much love to see it appear. And also, I just mean, there's also worth reiterating with the whole character alignment. Like, you can still be lawful good, but that doesn't necessarily that all lawful good characters are Goody Two Shoes. But most Goody Two Shoes, but pretty much every Goody Two Shoe character tends to be lawful good. Like, you know, Samus is also lawful good.
Ganondorf is lawful good.
Huh?
Ganondorf is lawful good.
Dante is like a neutral good.
Dante?
Yeah, neutral.
No, he's very lawful good. Very.
Yeah, but I'd say neutral in the sense that, like, no, yeah, I mean, you're right. He's lawful good.
Like, he acts tough and
Yeah,
edgy, but the motherfucker has a heart of gold.
Yeah, his ideals, and at the end of the day, he's doing the right thing. He's just got that crazy, wacky personality.
Like, he cares way too much about
What would you say is a neutral good character, from the top of your head?
Neutral good?
Yeah.
Wanted to say Vegeta, but not really. He's more like chaotic good.
Yeah, he's chaotic good. I mean, if Vegeta ain't chaotic good, I do not know what chaotic good is.
Shulk?
Shulk, yeah. Shulk is like a neutral good. Because he's not afraid of... he does sometimes do things that are not necessarily on the... No, Goku's lawful good. What are you talking about?
Goku's very lawful good.
Goku's lawful good. Maybe Tien?
Piccolo, maybe, actually.
Tien? Yeah, I mean, Piccolo starts, like, you know, in the evil, but then he... Goku's lawful
good. He's,
Chad, if you can think of other neutral goods characters, let us know. I'd say Mewtwo from the original Mewtwo movie. It's like a neutral evil turned neutral good.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Kaiba.
Yeah, Kaiba. He can also be chaotic at times, but he is, in the end of the day, a good. Lucina? No, I'd put Lucina in. I put Lucina in lawful good. Yeah. Sadly. Maybe, I mean, by default, the Corrin, I guess, would fit better the neutral good
Yeah,
at the start of Fates.
Damn, it's really hard to come up with think of a fucking neutral good character.
Yeah. Ike neutral. Maybe?
Nah, Ike is really fucking lawful, dude. His line is literally, "I'll fight for my friends."
Yeah. I'd say Knuckles might be neutral good.
Yeah.
Like Sonic Adventure Knuckles. Because he's a good guy, but he's more concerned with like his own things with the Master Emerald and all this other stuff than
Yeah, with his own quest, like.
Yeah, with his own, he's got his own priorities rather than worrying so much about the priorities of others. I don't know. I was trying to think of a Metroid character, but Rundus is lawful good and so is Gore, when you look at the scan log.
Ridley.
I mean, 14 has a lot of neutral good characters, but that feels like almost by default because they're just like side characters who do not align with essentially the Scions or the bad guys, you know? What about Adam? That's actually an interesting, but I'm willing to say that Adam, if it's Adam from Metroid, definitely a lawful good.
I'll say X, Mega Man.
I'd say more Zero.
I think Zero more of a chaotic evil, chaotic good.
Yeah, I'd say Zero chaotic good, especially Mega Man Zero.
But I think Mega Man X is very neutral good because he does do the right thing, but not necessarily the right way, kinda.
I don't know. X to me has always also been a good goody two shoes. I'm not gonna lie. He's a little baby boobop, quite literally. Zero is definitely kind of chaotic good because he just does whatever he fucking wants and does. Wonder Woman, definitely lawful good.
100% lawful good.
Most DC heroes tend to be lawful good. Again,
Yeah.
the problem I find with putting comic book characters or comics in general in like a character alignment is that it really changes from comic book story to comic book story, right? So we've seen Wonder Woman being lawful good and chaotic good and evil and stuff like that. But like Wonder Woman defaults, like most DC characters are really lawful good. Justice League in general are very like lawful good. Batman is the only one who you could see as a true neutral good. Or sort of
Chaotic good.
Chaotic good.
But he's mainly neutral good.
Yeah, like again, with movies from those cartoons with like what was it, Justice League Doom? And like his contingency protocols and stuff like that, you know? What about Dragoon before he became a Maverick? I do not remember who that was. But yeah, I would put Adam on lawful good. On lawful good.
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake? Yeah, Solid Snake is another neutral good. I'd say the same with Sam Porter Bridges from Death Stranding. Although, maybe Sam starts as a true neutral, who ends up becoming a neutral good. Beep, 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 beep. Sam, this is Die Hard. I need you to bring me my cheese, my crunchy wrap supremes from Taco Bell. Let's see, Marvel characters. Now, and this is only coming into mind because I'm a sucker for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's my favorite fighting game. I've been
Right. Honestly, they're either chaotic good or neutral or regular good.
I don't know. I see some characters like say Doctor Doom is like neutral evil.
Yeah.
Slightly lawful evil. Magneto, depending on his on the material, can either be chaotic evil or also be seen as a lawful evil, you know? Super Scroll is just chaotic evil. And then you got someone like Galactus, it's like a neutral evil. I guess. I'm thinking more
Hulk is chaotic good.
The Justice League trio.
Wolverine, maybe Wolverine's neutral good.
Yeah, Chad, I could kind of see Wonder Woman leaning into the neutral good, but it's been a while. Venom is a neutral good lad. Just wants to eat. No, I'd say he's
chaotic good.
Chaotic. He's chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral or evil. Because Venom is just hungry, you know? Carnage is evil. Hold on. Do you see the new X-Men 97? No, I haven't. My brother has.
It's really good.
I know it's really good. I need to sit down and watch it. I just like it when the shows are over, and that way I can kind of just watch them at my own pace.
Well, the first season is over.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and watch it because, you know, as a '90s kid, I did grow up watching the original cartoon. Consider Doom merciful if you still draw breath. I love Doctor Doom in that game. Doctor Doom is my favorite comic book villain. It's my favorite, with Magneto. And you know, in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, his roasts are great. My favorite roast from Doctor Doom is, "I'll make you wish you were phasing Magneto," and I'm like, damn, bruh. Punisher, definitely chaotic good.
Spider-Man, lawful good.
Huh?
100%.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'd say lawful good, teetering into neutral good sometimes, but definitely goody two-shoes lawful good also. I can't believe we started the stream when I was just about to get the boost bowl, and now we're here at Phase on Mines. Holy shit!
Time sure flies when you're talking bullshit.
Huh?
Time sure flies when you're just talking random bullshit.
When you're talking random bullshit and you're having mini debates with Chad. I enjoy these debates, Chad. They're silly, but they're fun.
You know who's lawful good?
How foolish for a man with metal bones to face me.
Lawful good will be Frieza.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he just wants to destroy Bad Parenthood. That's pretty lawful good.
Now that that is pretty lawful good. I put Cell in, like, neutral evil.
Yeah.
Because he just cares about himself. But he's a dick
That is
about
true,
it.
actually.
Meanwhile, I put the androids on chaotic evil. 16 is definitely lawful evil, turned true neutral. What about OG Broly? Chaotic evil. What are you talking about?
The chaotic evil. He's
What are you
pure
talking
chaotic
about?
evil.
If OG Broly is not chaotic evil, I do not know what chaotic evil looks like. What about Cyclops? Neutral good? No. I would put him into lawful good. Lawful good who can go into neutral good, because most of the times his bickering and arguments with characters like Wolverine and other X-Men is when they're not following, like, what would be considered lawful good. Wolverine is definitely chaotic good. who teeters into neutral good. I mean, again, guys, these are my my 2 cents. You take them for what you think it's worth. If you disagree with me, you're totally uh, um uh, it's okay. You know, it's okay to disagree with me. It's okay to agree to disagree. Goku, how much do you love your son? Yes. Anyone a Cobra Kai fan? No, I can't really say I've not seen Cobra Kai. Namor? Well, when he steals your wife. I don't know. The only Namor I know is from, I think, Deus Ex, the first Deus Ex Human Revolution, I think it was. Deadpool, chaotic neutral. Deadpool is definitely a chaotic neutral. He's not really a good guy, but he's not really a villain, but he's very chaotic in his... Speaking of which, I'm very excited to see Deadpool 3. I really hope they don't drop the ball, because I really enjoyed the other movies. The fact that we live in a timeline where Ryan Reynolds has been playing Deadpool because it's a meta joke with the comics, and that he has been embracing the character so perfectly, and the writing is on point, just makes me so happy. Alright, my question is, do I want to get power bombs, or do I just want to... I might just call it a stream. I'm looking at the time over here, and I have to go get lunch, so I can then do my other errands and stuff like that. Like, it's already getting rather late. I've been streaming here for a while. But, like, I'm not too worried about work, because I'm pretty much done for the week. So... It's more that I want to go ahead and take the opportunity to do some tweaks for my clients, because they've been so kind. Even though they don't want it, I just want to give them something extra fresh. So, Deadpool 3, I hope they don't censor the gore, because Wolverine is in it. I don't think they will. I think the movie's rated R. They will only censor it. They will only censor it is to avoid the NC-17 rating. Because it would just be suicide if they get an NC-17 rating. Because, you know, with a rated R, you can have teenagers go into the movie theater and watch it as long as they're with, like, a legal guardian. But the NC-17 is just like, alright, you gotta be above 18 years to watch the movie, and nobody can buy you the movie ticket. It's kind of like, I think the ESRB has an equivalent with the A, right? That goes after the M rating?
Believe so.
Let me see. We got ESRD ratings. Alright, ratings. I'm on the ESRB website. There's E. Learn more. E, T, M, and A. Yeah, there's an A. Adults only, 18 plus. And usually movies are NC-17 and A have to comply with... So the issue is not just like, alright, adults can only buy the ticket. It's also the fact that what hurts it the most is that if Deadpool 3 gets an NC-17 rating, it can only be screened at specific times and specific days. So it's like, you know, suicide. It's almost the same as, like, if your game, I believe, I might be mistaken, I read it a while ago, that if your game got the A rating, it's like a behind-the-counter game that you have to go and ask for. You can't put it on a shelf, and you can't really put promotion material out of it because it's for adults only. So the moment your movie gets the NC-17 rating or A, is kind of like suicide because you can't really be promoting it with billboards or TV ads or put it on store shelves and stuff like that. It might as, for all intents and purposes, you might as well treat it as porn. You know, you can't put that on a display shelf unless you have an adult store, I guess. I wonder what's the Peggy equivalent of the A.
Peggy 12, I think. No, Peggy.
No, it just goes up to 18. So they don't have an equivalent of the A. That's just in the US. And maybe Japan.
Yeah, because the US has like 3 different ratings for adults, which is honestly pretty dumb. Yeah. And honestly, the difference is like whenever it has nudity or not. Like if it's just gore, it's rated R. If it's nudity and adult situations, that's 18 plus. And no, that's M for mature. And then if there's like actual like sex and shit like that, it's I think it's 18 plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very dumb at that point. Like
no, yeah. Very, very, very dumb. So yeah, that's the main thing that at least I've read up, is that the main thing that kills movies and games with those ratings is the fact that if you get that rating, then you can't really promote it much. So the only way you could promote it is making a censored ad for on YouTube and stuff like that, you know? But because your game has the A rating, you're legally not allowed to make TV ads for it. Unless you make a deal with, I don't know, HBO or some other private network.
Or you do what Stellar Blade did.
Yeah.
Promote it as a not censored, very kinky, very fetishy game, and then release it fully censored a week later.
Yeah. Well, with all that said, that's what I'm gonna have for the stream right now. I'm gonna go have lunch. And then I am honestly at a loss of ideas for what to do next with Orpheon. So if anyone has a suggestion for a simple Metroid topic that could help me sort of get back in the groove, I would really appreciate it. Please hit me up on Discord. There's the Orpheon topic suggestions chat, or you can just send me a DM. Because I'm really open to ideas right now, and like I'm still editing like an old F-Zero video that I've recorded with my brother months ago. So I'm using that to kind of get back into the groove, but like I need to write a new script, so I want to make a poll of a simple video. Excuse me, and then get into it. Maybe highlight some community games. Yeah, maybe. I thought about making a video about like talking about or trying out several Metroid ROMs or mods and stuff like that, but that takes a little bit of prep work because then I need to download them, I need to play them, I need to record them versus using the backlog of footage that I already have of the other Metroid games. So the main thing I'm worrying about is writing a script and recording it and then just editing the video with the material you only have / all that other stuff, because you know, now that I'm in a new place, I'm going to try my best to be proactive in recording more games I want to talk about, because like I did record Nier Automata. I want to finish recording Xenoblade games because I want to talk about them, and I want to talk about like other indie games that I wrap my brain over and stuff like that. But yeah, F-Zero, I played in the F-Zero. I got footage of me playing on the F-Zero AX arcade that I could use for the video, but I'm not because my face is in it. So instead I'll edit Gabe and people think it's gonna be me. We'll keep the gag going. We'll keep the gag going. But yeah. So I'll still ask on the chat on the Discord servers anyways, for ideas, and then see about making something simpler, and then because I do have other Metroid videos I want to do, but those are longer. So my idea is, all right, while I write the sort of history of Metroid Prime script, which is like the lore of Metroid Prime, and I want to get back into those topics, I can be doing this other silly video that I can write the script really quickly, that it does not take much of my mind power to just find a script around that and stuff like that. And I know that it might not go over the 15-minute mark and stuff like that, but you know, we'll figure it out. But with all that said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for talking. It's always fun. Like I said, when I get a chance to just do these silly conversations with you guys. And I'll see about maybe streaming tomorrow. It might be because I have tomorrow off. So I might be doing a stream tomorrow, assuming I don't just go for like bird watching and stuff like that. If the day is nice, then I might just go bird watching. There's new birds in the neighborhood. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.